Hello, I'm making a video at the moment about Ultima, the computer games, and it's going to be probably a long video because I have a lot to talk about Ultima. It's one of my favourite games, like game series of all time. Like I have so many good memories about it, and just basically yesterday, which was the 9th of March, Richard Garriot, who is Lord British, the guy who created Ultima, like the guy that created it, games, and and the lead designer and everything of it. He announced that they're making a new Ultima game called Shroud of the Avatar, and it's being funded on Kickstarter. So people who want to play the game can chip in money, and they're trying to raise $1 million. And in the morning when I first saw the post, they'd already raised like a quarter of it already, $250,000 already, and it was just going up and up, because I guess all the people who used to play Ultima were chipping in money, and I'll get to that later on, but I just want to talk about these games and how much I like them, and how I'm glad that they're making it, because like Rich Garriott, he's a guy he's really rich. He's like a millionaire already for sure, and he lives in a castle and everything, and he just does his own thing. But the fact that he's still making games just shows to me like he just loves making games and doing this stuff, and that's the kind of people I love, who make things, because they're making it not just to sell games or make money or things like that. They're just doing it. They're already rich, so they're doing it just because they really enjoy it, and it really comes through. Like when they were making the Ultimate games, it seemed like the tagline was "We create worlds." Well, that was the origin. The company was Origin, and their tagline or slogan was "We create worlds." And they really did. They made these worlds that when they made these games, I played these games, and these worlds are still in my head. Like it's like it influences so much of what I like in fantasy and everything. Like I played on Commodore 64. I played the game Times of Lore, which was like, you could choose between being a knight, barbarian, or a Valkyrie, and just doing this massive world and going around following this quest line. It was amazing. I love that game, and just the music and everything, and just love it. And Ultima, I have really good memories of Ultima, mainly because when I was in high school, I played games with my friend Vu a lot, and basically we played, I forgot which one we played first. It might have been Ultima 7 or Ultima 8, but my best memories are playing together with him Ultima 8, I think it was, because Ultima 8 came out, and we played it, and it was a hard game, but in those days, for some reason, there was no walkthroughs. There were walkthroughs, they were in computer magazines and stuff, but it wasn't like there was no internet, so there was no Googling if you got stuck. If you got stuck, you had to work it out, and part of me kind of misses those days when we were much harder at, we could handle things much harder. Now it's like if you get stuck, you get a bit frustrated or something like that, and you look it up, the answer to how to do things. But in those days, if you got stuck, you just had to figure it out or ask someone or something like that. So the two of us would play, and he's really good at games. It's basically he was just charging through the whole game and playing it, and I would ring him up on the phone, going what have you been doing, and okay, what do you do next, and all this kind of stuff, finding what to do. And it was fun. We talk about on the phone, in the old days, just the landlines, talking on the phone for hours about what we were doing in the game and stuff. It was so much fun. I have such good memories of Ultima 8. What's funny? A lot of people, most of the people think Ultima 8 wasn't a good game. I think even Richard Garriott thinks it wasn't a success, or it didn't fulfill what he was hoping for, and people who played it said it was crap because it had too many jumping puzzles, and you didn't have a party, and it wasn't really an Ultima game. But I know that's what everyone thinks, but to me it was such a great experience. I had such a good time, so much fun. The jumping puzzles, what I would do was I would save the game, jump, and if I died I'd reload, and I was okay. And every time I got across another log on the there were these jumping puzzles where you had to jump on these logs to get across the river or something like that. and it wasn't a very, like, looking back now, it wasn't a very easy control system, but you know, I still did it, and with a lot of saving and loading, and it was fun, and yeah, it was so much fun. Like, I remember I wanted to buy a spell, and to buy the spell I needed money, gold, and to do that I organized golem fights. Like, I summoned golems to fight other creatures, and they would fight each other, and then when they died, I'd loot their bodies because they would have some gold, and did that for about a week to get enough money to buy this spell that I needed to get a spell. And things like that was so much fun. Like, yeah, it was so much fun. I love the game. And what else? I mean, it's such a fun game. Like, you're in this new world, and you learn about all these, because you had to, I think, learn about all these different types of magic. Like, there was necromancy, thaumaturgy, I forgot what the other ones were, but there was, like, necromancy was cool. Like, you went to this village or something like that, and there was two choices of who was going to train you. There was a man and a woman, and depending on who you picked, like, you'd side with one, follow their quest line and stuff. And like, to make the necromancy spells, there was a pentagram on the ground, and you'd have to put candles on each corner, and the right color candles. There was red candles and blue candles, and you had to put different reagents on each corner of the star, and then you'd have to put something in the middle of the pentagram, and then when you cast a spell, I think it put the spell into that rune or whatever it was in the middle. This is just from memory. And yeah, it was so much fun. It was, I mean, and we had to read how to make all these spells and write them down, and it was fun. And thaumaturgy was like, I forgot how it, but, and there was bits where, like, you were fighting some wind god or something like that, and you know, you had to, like, you'd be on a platform and they'd push you certain ways, and you had to try to stay on, and so much fun, so much fun. I love that game so much. It's one of my favorite games ever, and best memories. And yeah, it was just fun, like, and the whole experience of it. And you know what was cool, like, in these days, my friend really, like, he's really quick at finishing games. So basically we were playing, and he had finished it, and I was still playing it. And so what he did was he started again and played it through again while waiting for me to play. And in those days was cool because yeah, we'd play games simultaneously, so it was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, in these days you have multiplayer online and stuff, so you can do that kind of stuff. In those days it was basically just playing games at the same time and just talking about it, and it's such good memories. Like, I could go on for a long time about all these different types of games, like Fallout and Might and Magic 6 and a zillion other ones, Trail of Condor, all that stuff. But this is about Ultima. So yeah, that was just a quick overview of, like, how much I like it. And I remember I saw an EB, like, they had this is Ultima for $6. Game Trader, sorry, not EB. So I saw this in the stores, and I thought I had to get it. Like, it's just a copy of it, so I could have it, like, on a CD-ROM. So this was $6, and I think it's well worth it. So $6, got it. Ultima. This is Ultima. I haven't even replayed it. I think I installed it, but I didn't play it again. I don't know how I would go playing it again. Like, you know, like, how would it fare, like, nowadays? Like, looking back now, like, you know, nostalgia's all that stuff, and great game, I love it. So back to the news. Okay, I want to just talk about the other Ultimas that I played quickly. Ultima 7 was really fun as well. This massive world to explore. Like, it was just like, and you had a party, you had 4 people in it, or I don't know how many people, and you just it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I think a lot of people who played it loved it because it's like this. They made this world, like, this world that the NPCs, they had their own daily lives. They would wake up a certain hour, they'd go loiter around town and do these things, and so cool. Like, and if you took things from their house, if they saw it, they would call the police or whatever, and it was so much fun. There's so many hidden things. Like, you'd be walking around the landscape, and there'd be, like, this hidden cave, and you go in there, and, like, there'd be ogres in there, or unicorns or something, and you could make bread. You could just get flour, put it in water, and do all this stuff, and end up with bread. You could bake bread. It was amazing. Love it. Such a massive world, like, so many different cities around town and stuff. So cool. Loved it. Ultima 7. At the time, the graphics in Ultima 7 were fantastic. They're like the state of the art, and they were really, really good. Loved the game. And also we played Ultima 6. After Ultima 7, I played Ultima 6 because yeah, And the cool thing was the graphics in Ultima 6 are worse. They're not that great. They're like tile based and smaller, and it was a turn based game. It was funny, the first time I played it, I felt like, oh, these graphics are terrible. Like, you know, and then what's funny was I kept playing it, and eventually you didn't even notice the graphics at all. Like, that's what I love about a good game, is like, it can have bad graphics, but it draws you in, and eventually you don't even notice it. And I loved Ultima 6. Like, it was such a good, I remember, like, you had, like, you did all this stuff, and oh, so cool. And there was a whole underworld too. Like, there's the landscape on the land, and then there was a thing where you went underneath the ground, and there's a whole different world underneath the ground as well, with cities under the ground and everything. It's an incredible game, and oh, I love it. I love Ultima 6 as well. Okay, and on to Ultima Online. Like, yeah, when Ultima Online was out, I didn't play it straight away. Like, I didn't think I had a modem. I think I couldn't afford the monthly fee or something like that, maybe at the time, because I was still in uni or something. But then eventually I did get to play it, and I'm so glad I've got to play it, because it gave me the best memories of like an online game. And basically I logged into Ultima Online and got to experience playing with other people and in this Ultima world and making friends, and it was amazing. Like, so much social interaction, which is like really cool. Like, I can't even begin to just go through how many cool things, like so many cool adventures. Like, you get to buy a house and then find a spot where to put the house, and you just plunk your house down, and a lot of the places for houses are taken already, so you had to find places in way out areas. And the place that I plunked out my house was like near this tree that would attack you or something like that. So sometimes going back to my house, I'd get killed and stuff, and I had to go back. The thing about Ultima, if you die, like, your body will be there, and your items will be there, so anyone walks past could just loot it, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, even though it's bad to lose your items, but it's kind of fun. Like, it adds a sense of adventure to it, and like different dynamic to it. And yeah, I remember so many runs where I'd have to run back to my body to get my body and things like that, just to get back to my house. And it's fun meeting people in the game and stuff, and they'd become your friend, and so many cool things, like just, you know, just chatting to people. Like, I remember seeing someone sitting on a bench and just walking up to them and talking to them, and then they told me about, like, because they were like a creature tamer or something, and they said it took them about 6 months to get really good at taming things, so they could tame really high creatures like dragons and things like that. And one really good memory was I made a friend somehow of this guy. Like, he was a miner and a blacksmith. He was a really high level character, but so I don't know how I made friends with him, but I remember he invited me back to his house, and he made armor for me, like out of, I think it was Valerian armor, or I forgot what it was called, but it was a really rare metal and stuff. So he made this suit of armor for me, and a sword and everything. He crafted it for me and gave it to me, and it was so cool, like so nice. Like, and yeah, it was so much fun, like just meeting friends and stuff like that. To, you know, people, just making friends with people online. The good thing I love about Ultima Online was that it wasn't really forcing you to do anything. Like, not forcing, but like, let's say World of Warcraft, which is another game. I really had great memories with it, and I love it. But there's one thing. It's like, it does really funnel you down a certain path. Like, you do the quests, you go to different zones, you do the quests, and it's kind of like a way of like getting to max level. They direct you, and it's very directed, which is fine. Like, it's just different. But in Ultima, there was none of that. You had your character. You could go anywhere you want. You could do anything you want. Like, if you wanted to level up, whatever, you could just go and do it just by doing it repeatedly and stuff. And that's what I really like. And Star Wars Galaxies was also like that too, where you could just do your own thing too. I love games like that, and I'm really excited about Shroud of Avatar, the new game coming out by Richard Garriot. Like, I'm just like, I don't really have any expectations or high hopes for it. Like, I'm just happy that they're making it. I don't care what it's like. I just want to play it, and the fact that they're still making games in the Ultima world by, you know, Richard Garriot, I'm so happy, because I thought it was over. I thought when he, you know, sold Origin to Electronic Arts and stopped, you know, doing it, I thought that was it for Ultima, and I'm glad that they're making it. And I just saw a video on Facebook, and he was talking to ILO, which is like YOLO. Sorry, that you pronounce it YOLO, but I never knew that. He's one of the characters that's been in all the Ultima games, I think. He's like this bard, and you know, he was in your party. He's like one of the main characters. Like there's 4 characters that was in it a lot. There was YOLO, Shamino, Dupre, and the Avatar. The 4 of them was like the party, and YOLO's wife in the game was Gwenno, and I just found out in the video that he is actually married. YOLO in real life is actually married to Gwenno in real life. So it's cool that they put them in the game, and he's actually a real musician, and he plays the lute, and the song Stones, he came up with the song Stones, and he just said, because that's one of my favourite tunes of, I'm gonna put it on now if I can find it on YouTube while I talk. So it's one of my favourite tunes of from Ultima, and whenever I hear it, it just gives me such a nostalgic feeling. I love it. What am I doing? Anyways, Stones by Ultima. It's like the theme, one of the theme tunes of Ultima. Love it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on. So I'm just gonna try to talk while I do this. Okay. Hopefully this works. Yeah, it's such a. I want to learn how to play it on the flute. So when I get better with the flute, it's one of the songs I just want to play, and it's good. Come on, load, because. And it just stopped because it's still downloading. No, that ruined the effect completely. But anyways, I love that song. When I hear it, I think back of like on Saturday mornings playing Ultima 7, walking around Britannia on the ramparts for some reason. Yeah, it's such a great song. And yeah, Ultima Online was so much fun, and yeah, I'm glad they're making it. Yeah, they're so into making these games, and they're excited about it. And Richard Garriot, it's so cool. So I'm happy. Our Kickstarter, basically, yeah, when they said to help contribute to the game, I thought, oh yeah, I think I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna contribute to this game. And then I saw these options of like what to contribute, and you could do like for $60, you could become like a founding member, and you could have the word founder above your head, and more money, you could actually put your name into one of the books in Ultima, like people could read it forever and stuff. It was tempting, but I decided no, I'm just gonna pick like, I think it was $25 for you get the digital download of the game when it comes out, and also beta access to the game when they're making it. So I did that one. I felt good, like I'm helping out, like get this game started, because I really will love to play it. Let's load it up a bit more. I want to play more.